Well, hello, you gorgeous mother truckers, you and fellow rebels, and welcome to another video. Now, I've done a couple of videos, and I'm sure there'll be more to come, of the express permission of them, or the idea of them, should I say, is to indicate the two-tier justice system currently in effect in the United Kingdom, wherein a paedophile can get just 200 hours community service and a deferred prison sentence, but if you shout obscenities at a hotel, you get 26 months in prison. So, using the information, the tweets by Guido Fawkes, great guy you need to follow, and also therefore showing you where the information comes from, let's talk about something else. So as you can see here, according to the analysis of Ministry of Justice figures, when Keir Starmer was the Director of Public Prosecutions in charge of the Crown Prosecution Service, in an average year, despite being found guilty, the following walked free. And it's a thread, and I'm going to go through it. And as it says here, do you think adults convicted of sexually assaulting children could go to prison? Keir Starmer didn't. Since 2010, when Starmer sat on the Sentencing Council that decided the punishment, 4,500 adults convicted of sexually assaulting children served no prison time. Shout abuse at a hotel, 26 months. Shout at a police officer while gesticulating, 18 months. Post some spicy stuff on Twitter, 3 years. Left-wing lawyers are to blame, based on Labour Party advert Ministry of Justice data produced by the Guido Fawkes organisation. And the thread goes as follows. 115 criminals found guilty of taking, permitting to be taken, or making, distributing or publishing indecent photographs or pseudo-photographs of children walked free from court. 59 criminals found guilty of sexual assault on male or female walked free out of court. 31 criminals found guilty of sexual assault on male or female walked free out of court. 78 criminals found guilty of possession of a firearm with intent walked free out of court. 34 criminals found guilty of kidnap walked free out of court. 20 criminals found guilty of sexual assault penetrative walked out of court free. 32 criminals found guilty of child abduction walked free out of court. 25 criminals found guilty of abuse of children through prostitution or pornography walked free out of court. 13 criminals found guilty of familiar sexual incest with a child family member walked free out of court. 11 criminals found guilty of rape walked free out of court. This analysis is based on the same Ministry of Justice data and methodology the Labour Party is using. These are annualised figures. There ends the thread. Now remember, there are other things that people are saying here, which are posters. Do you think biological men with penises should be banned from women's toilets? Keir Starmer doesn't. Under Starmer, Labour has maintained radical trans agenda to put women in danger, and Labour can't be trusted with women. Keir Starmer and Labour have voted against whole life sentence for child murderers, preventing early release of sex offenders, tougher sentencings for road-blocking protesters, keeping rapists in prison for longer, and doubling the sentence for assaulting NHS workers. Do you think Jimmy Savile should escape from prosecution? Keir Starmer did. Whilst the Director of Public Prosecutions, the CPS failed to build a case around prosecuting Jimmy Savile and allowed him to walk free. And that's the one we've just covered. This is the man who is now stamping down as hard as he can on people who dare be upset about 3 children being stabbed in Southport. No, I do not condone violence, and rioting does not solve anything. If you throw bricks at people, then at the police, you should get charged with assault. But of course, that only depends on which demographic are doing it. If you genuinely believe that the criminal cases brought against people for shouting at a hotel or police officers deserve the prison sentence that they got, you were part of the problem. How somebody can get charged with looting a shop, a Greggs, and taking stuff out of there because he was part of a disturbance, yet you can walk into Greggs, and this has been proved in a previous video I've done, You can walk into Greggs, empty the shelves, and nothing happens to you. How does that work? As I keep saying, all of these things, you need to make it make sense, because it just doesn't. How we can have a leader who, whilst in charge, managed to fail to prosecute Jimmy Savile. He didn't fully do War Boys and made him prosecutor, made him early release. And he didn't, and was in charge when we had the Pakistani rape gang and grooming gangs who were just ignored and allowed to get on with it. Another thing that I've covered in another video. Literally, the man is a liability, and he's now using the law that he used to free people to imprison people. Remember that when he sat on the council between 2008 and 2013, yeah, all these things happened. Also, he blocked the deportation of 50 foreign criminals who then went on to do other crimes. So a man who will liberally use the law as a weapon to suit his own agenda is now in charge of this country. But of course, I'm the problem. We're the problem. Those of us who continue to speak out are the problem. But those of us who continue to speak out must do so, because tyranny wishes us to be quiet, and we have to hold tyranny to account. We have to hold a leader who is instructing his justice system to imprison anyone who dares do anything against him, also use the same thing to let hundreds of thousands of people out who have committed the vilest of crimes to just go and do it again. Please, 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 try and make this make sense. Any case, enough of that. I'm done. So, until the next one.
This once great nation, eroded by time, with its crushed population just towing the line. They are nourished with poisons and brought up on lies. They wave foreign banners as the patriots die. I said,